Hey, what's up guys? I want to make a video here showing how to clean some knives. Ever since I got this Ballistol, I've been using this for my firearms, and I've been extremely impressed with it. And it advertises right in the front here, knives. And I've been so stuck in my ways using my specific brands that I do. I happen to use Tough Glide for many years. It works great on knives. I have nothing against it at all. In fact, it's been my preferred lubricant for my folding knives for years. And I've used all different kinds of products over the years, but I kind of had that attitude: if it's not broken, don't fix it, kind of a thing. But you know what? Like I said, I've been so impressed with the performance I'm getting out of my firearms, especially with my Glocks, that I don't really have that squeaking noise. Sometimes my Glock 17, when I got it, just in using rem oil, and I actually used some of that Tough Glide on that as well. I still got a little bit of a squeak on the slide, but ever since I put my Ballistol on there, it works great. So I figured I would try it on my knives, and I have to say I'm very impressed with it so far. So today I was going to clean two knives. One, I have my big cold steel monster here. This is the Voyager X2, and I just sharpened it up. I just wanted to lubricate the pivot a little bit and just wipe the blade down, since you get a lot of fingerprints and stuff on this blade, especially being that kind of bright satin finish. But I figured I'd turn the camera on. I'm actually going to loosen the lockup. The lockup on this one's a little bit stiff. Sticks just a little, if you can hear that. But anyway, just want to see if that'll help that at all. As well as this little this old Schrade trapper. It's a two-bladed trapper, and this one's very stiff, especially this the spay blade here. It's very stiff to get out. So I want to lubricate this a little bit in the pivots, clean this up a little bit. Says it's good for wood, so I'm going to use it right on the scales here, see how that turns out. Just make a little video for you. It's kind of a 2-for-1. It's basically me trying out Ballistol on my knives for the first time here on camera, as well as just basically showing you what to do real quick for a quick cleaning. Now, both of these knives are riveted or pinned in, so I can't totally disassemble them. I can't take them down to clean the insides. I have taken down 3 different knives so far and used Ballistol just to wipe them down, and it's worked great so far. Also, a quick little note, totally unrelated to this video, but since I have them out here, I was cleaning one of my Glocks, my Glock 36, and I decided to start cleaning my holsters here. And now the one thing with leather is the Ballistol will protect leather and keep it water resistant, all that kind of good stuff. My 2 gun holsters I have here, they're already treated leather, so that's not an issue. But I did wipe them down just briefly, and they look like they're brand new. They totally cleaned up really nice. This is a Galco holster for 1911. See here on the back. Hopefully you can see that. It's a just pancake style holster. And this one here is a DeSantis inside the waistband holster for my Glocks. So, and this happens to fit my Glock 17 and my Glock 36. But anyway, just want to show you that real quick. Just kind of rub them down. I had a couple little spots on this one on the side by the stitching, and it just cleaned it up perfectly. I mean, the things look like they're brand new. So although I didn't really need the Ballistol to treat it, or because if you have bare leather, it will soak up into the leather, and like I said, it'll actually keep it from make it water repellent. It'll keep fungus and stuff from growing on it. All kinds of good results from using it on leather. But this is already treated leather, so it wasn't an issue. But I just want to show you they cleaned up real nice. So anyway, onto the knives here. Now what I have here is here's the 16-ounce bottle. Now Ballistol comes in a bunch of different types of cans. They have a smaller can. I'm trying to think. I think it's a 6-ounce can, but it's aerosol, and it has like a little spray top, and it has a little straw applicator so you can get in there. As well as they make these little pocket ones, which are also aerosol. And let's see, this one here is a 1.5-ounce can. So real convenient. You could stick this in your bag if you needed to. Lubricate your tools, if you're out in the wood, your saw, all that kind of stuff. Just lubricate your blade if you're going to be batoning with it. It's just a really good little size here. Like I said, I mean, you could put it in your pocket. It's a little big for the pocket, but very simple to put in your bag. Now this is aerosol. This big old can is just a liquid can, and basically it comes, the top has a plastic seal, and you cut it out. I just took one of my pocket knives and just crudely cut the top open, and this is basically just in liquid form. Okay, there's no aerosol here, it's just a liquid. You can actually use this to dilute it if you want to have different strengths of the Ballistol. But anyway, what I did was I took the top off and I put this little syringe inside the top, sucked up what I needed, okay, and then I was good to go. By the way, I got this little syringe from Countycom a long time ago with the intentions of using it for grease for my guns. And turns out this is a perfect application because obviously it's, you know, I don't need such a big bottle. I only need a couple little drops here and there. So this is a perfect application, or a perfect way to do this. And basically just this little syringe I have, let's see, 1.5 milliliters in here, which is going to be plenty for both knives to clean them up and lubricate them. But anyway, just wanted to mention that I got this from Countycom. I'm sure you can maybe get them other places, but you know, I haven't really looked for it. Also, another Countycom item is this little Norton's UCS. This is a little cleaning pick. And I'll show you what I use that in just a minute for, but I just wanted to show you that real quick and mention it before I get questions on it. But so that's all the tools I'm going to use, is a little syringe full of this this Ballistol, and a cleaning pick, as well as a piece of t-shirt for a makeshift rag. So let's do the cold steel first. So basically what I want to do is open up the blade here. Very careful, because I did just touch this up so it's nice and sharp. First thing I want to do is lubricate the pivot. Okay, so basically I'm going to take my little syringe. I'm just going to add a drop on each side, very slowly. Don't want to squirt too much in there. So it's a little drop, you can see that. Just kind of rub it along because it is a long, pretty large pivot here. Flip it over, do the same thing on the other side. Okay. Then just wipe off the excess on both sides a little bit, and then I want to just work the blade, you know, in and out a couple times. Just kind of, I'm spreading it out around the inside of the pivot here. I can already feel a huge difference. It's extremely smooth now, but we're going to keep working this in. Give it a tiny bit, little more. Should be good. Wipe off the excess, or extra, however you want to say it. Lock this open a few times. Let's see. Oh, it's nice and smooth. Seriously, I already feel a difference in this. Probably flick this thing open now if I wanted to. Works out great. Alright, so now that's worked in there, what I'll do is put a little on my blade here. Just wipe my blade down. Don't need much, just a little line of it. And just kind of spread that out across the blade. This is going to, the pores of the metal are going to soak this up, and it's going to help keep this blade clean in the future, as well as more rust resistance. Now this blade isn't, it's not a carbon steel blade, so it's not going to rust easily anyway, but this will definitely help with that. And obviously be very careful not to, you know, slide your finger over the edge there. You can just see how nice that cleans up the blade there. Beautiful. So I already have enough oil left on my little rag here to do the back. So just wiping the blade down. Pretty simple, self-explanatory stuff here, but I'm going to make a video on it anyway. Now I was going to do a gun cleaning video using the Ballistol, but I had just saw Pete from the Army channel did a very, very good video on cleaning his 1911 using the Ballistol, and I figured, you know, now that he just put a good video up, I might as well show something different. I figured the knives would be a good thing to show. So that cleans up really nice. Now one thing you might notice is sometimes when you put any kind of lubricant in by the pivot, it's hard to get your, especially if you have thumb studs, it's hard to get your rag in there. So that's what I use this little pick for. Basically, I put a piece of my rag over the top of the pivot area right there, and I use this real fine side to just wipe down all inside the pivot. Okay, if you can see that. Just go all the way around. I can use the other side too if I wanted to. Just makes it easier to actually wipe down in there. Any of you guys who do lubricate your knives, you know what I'm talking about. Getting in there, especially this one's not too much of a problem, but a lot of times the thumb studs like right here on the blade, and there's that little area you just can never get to because your rag's too thick. But this works out great. Okay, just push my put my rag right there. Just kind of wipe that down. All right. So now let's test this lock a little bit. Put a little lubrication in here. Now I want to lubricate around, here's where the pivot is. Okay, so right here is where I want to lubricate. I'm going to lift this, push this lock down as much as I can. Get a little bit of Ballistol in there. Alright. Wipe this down. Alright, now I'm just going to move this back and forth, you know, depressing the lock to kind of wiggle that in. Alright, now wipe everything clean. Put that off to the side. Let's wipe this blade down again. And then we'll give it a little test run here. Alright, so all lubricated, all nice and clean. If I happen to have a dirty handle here, I would simply get a hot, warm, wet rag. It doesn't necessarily have to be warm, that just helps break up some of the dirt and stuff. But I would just rub it down very easily and then just dry it. Nothing super special. If you wanted to, you can dunk this whole knife, any kind of folding knife, that you can, if you can take it apart fully, you can submerge it in hot, warm, soapy water and loosen everything up. Then you can, just as long as you dry it thoroughly, you know, it's a really easy way to clean it. But because this one I can't break down all the way, I don't like doing that because obviously some of the parts in there are going to be hard to get in there and dry. Now I have done that in the past with knives I can't take apart, specifically slip joints like this trapper. And basically I just get a hair dryer and I work on that for a while to make sure that everything's completely dry so I don't get any rust on the insides. But anyway, this knife is very smooth now. Really makes a difference. Now, like I said, I've used lots of different lubricants in the past, and they've all worked fine for me. But I have to say, the Ballistol feels like it just works just a little bit better. As far as protection and all that, I really have to do more research on, you know, the makeup of it and the benefits, or, you know, pros and cons and stuff like that compared to other things I do use. But so far, it's looking really good. So I might have a new lubricant for my knives. So it actually flicks out. It's so big I can't keep it on camera here, but it flicks out really nice as well. Really nice and smooth. You could tell, I mean, how big and heavy that blade is, but it doesn't take much to get that out all the way. So awesome. All right, let's try that little trapper because that's what I'm interested in most because that's really stiff right now. A lot of times you guys have, you know, if you have old slip joints, old Victorinox Swiss Army knives, or case trappers, or, you know, any kind of slip joint like this, these back springs, they get gunked up, they get very dirty easily, and especially over the years it just gets, you know, caked with all kinds of stuff, and you start getting rust on the inside and it gets very stiff to open. So this is what I want to work on mostly. And first I'm going to do, carefully open both these blades. Okay. And let's hit this with a little Ballistol. First I'll do the outsides. You don't need too much. This is even a smaller knife, so I don't need as much as I do the cold steel. Hit that a little bit. I'm going to kind of get in between both of them from the back side. Okay, give that a second just to kind of work in. Fold the blades up a little. Actually, I'm going to keep them like halfway open and hit the back now. Okay, not too much. Just a little drop on each side. Alright. Wipe off any excess. You know, so it's not flying all over the place. Ooh, alright, I can feel a difference already with this blade, but this one wasn't as stiff as the other one, so just kind of work it in and out a little bit. You know, spread that that lubrication. Sounds pretty dirty, doesn't it? I'm gonna have a lot of that's what she said comments. Alright, that feels pretty good. Let's close that completely, get out of the way so that I don't cut myself when I'm doing the other blade. Alright. I can already feel a difference with this one too. Still a little bit stiffer than the other one. Let's get on the inside. Remember when I had both blades open, I couldn't really get on the inside of the blades. So let's do that right now. Alright, give that a second just to soak in. And while I'm waiting for that, let's put a little on our handle scales. Just a little touch. Wipe those down a little bit, as well as our bolsters. Wow, shine the wood up nice. Let's clean our back spacers too here, because they're pretty dirty and old. I don't know if you could see that, but well, a little bit more than I wanted. It's really shining up the wooden scales nicely. And that bolster, just kind of rubbing the whole thing down, trying to clean it up, take any surface dirt off if I can. It's not really a polish of any kind, so it's not going to polish it up, but you can see already kind of soaked into that wood, made a nice glossy finish. It's not you know what's cool though? It's not greasy to the feel. This, you would think, okay, well I just added a bunch of oil to the whole thing, it's going to slip out of my hands. It is not greasy at all. The wood soaked that right up. I actually have even though it's smooth, I have decent traction here. It's not greasy, it's not slick at all, which I really like. The wood just drank it right up. It soaked right into the wood pores. Alright, clean the back up a little bit. Again, nice smooth feeling, both sides. Alright, let's work on those blades again. Alright, that first blade feels really good. If I can get the nail nick here. Real easy to get out. Alright, I like that. Now this other one was really stiff. Let's see. Oh my god. Feels great. Comes right out. Wipe that blade down a little bit. Clean it up. Man, it's like night and day. What a difference. That's awesome. There's my old Schrade 2-blade Stockman. All cleaned up. Wood looks nice. Blades are lubricated. Nice. I like it a lot. Like I said, I'm very impressed with the Ballistol in the application on knives. And this I have to say, this little syringe definitely helps. I guess, you know what, if you had I could have used the aerosol and the little applicator. That would work just as good. I like the syringe though, because I can control how much I want. If I happen to push down too hard on the aerosol, it's not going to hurt anything. It's just I'm going to waste it. So, you know, between having this massive 16-ounce can and then one of these little syringes, this thing will last forever. Now, obviously, once this goes down to a certain level, you have to pour it into a dish first before you can suck it up with the syringe. But I have to say, very impressive. These blades are nice and smooth now. That's one thing I know a lot of you guys are going to appreciate. I know pretty much everyone has some old pocket knife that's just really stiff and hard to get out, hard to get the blades out. Most of the time you end up cutting yourself because you're trying to get the tools out and they're just too stiff, and then eventually, you know, you just slip off. But that's awesome. There's a little trapper I worked on. Here's the Big Mama Cold Steel Voyager X2. Just awesome. This Ballistol really is great stuff. I just wanted to give you a quick little demonstration on it and do an actual video on it here. You know, maybe in the future I'll still do a video on the cleaning a gun with it, because I think it's mostly used in you know, shooting sports as opposed to knives. But I have to say, so far I'm extremely impressed. It's working as good, if not better, than any lubricant I've used in the past. As I said, I tried it on my leather. This is treated leather again, so you know, I can't tell a huge difference, but it definitely cleaned it up nicely. I'll try it on all kinds of different stuff in the future. The wood, that's another thing too. These scales came out great. I'm gonna have to try this on some other woods too. But they came out really nice. Cleaned it up, made nice and glossy. But again, it's not greasy. It's not slick. So anyway, I just want to make a video on it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. All right, thank you for watching.